How many times do you wake up, walk around, talk to, engage with, but at that same moment, you're feeling valueless or worthless? Not so many of us have garnered up that amount of confidence to believe in who we are, to believe in our own abilities. Simply, we're living in doubt. Thank you so much for being here, and be sure to stick around and tune in to the end. And welcome to our Once in a While podcast right here on my YouTube channel. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And yes, the mental wellness series continues. On this episode, let's talk about self-esteem, and I'd love to connect it with self-worth. And maybe you're listening and you lack this self-esteem. Allow me to remind you that you're the best. You're more than a conqueror. Self-esteem, as explained in various researches, is an individual's subjective evaluation of their own worth. In other words, how much you appreciate, value, and like yourself. This consists of a couple of traits within or without us, such as our appearance, our beliefs, religion, our emotions, and behavior. When doing my research and looking into self-esteem, I came across a quote by Gloria Gaynor, and allow me to read. We all know that self-esteem comes from what you think of you, not what other people think of you. Let me repeat. We all know that self-esteem comes from what you think of you, not what other people think of you. Self-esteem has different types, most of which we know. There's the high and low self-esteem. But let's add in just one extra: inflated self-esteem. So what's this? These are simply people who think they're better than others and have no doubt about underestimating everyone else. Actually, this is an interesting type of persona, for in most cases, they're always racing to achieve higher, but not with others. They're self-centered. Nobody tells them what to do. Instead, they always find a way to blame others, to criticize others, and undervalue those around them. Secondly, we have the low self-esteem. Personally, this is where I have been falling for a very long time. The people who do not value themselves, not trusting in our own possibilities. I was reading a blog post and it stated, people with low self-esteem have moments of euphoria when everything is going right for them, but when things start to go bad, their self-esteem drops very quickly. Lastly, high self-esteem. I once used to think this is bad because it sounds just too much. But for these are people who value and accept themselves more. So much can be said about self-esteem. But in summary, let's talk about ways to improve our self-esteem. First, set realistic goals and expectations. Now, we all want to be on top. We all want to be on top of our games. We all want to be winners. But let's be honest with ourselves. We need to set a goal that we can achieve step by step. trust me, we're gonna make it one day. You're gonna make it to Forbes. You're gonna make it to the top of your career. You're gonna get that job promotion. But let us train ourselves to sort of set realistic goals. Set goals that we can achieve step by step. Because when we win one goal, we set the next goal, and of course, we're gonna win and win. Second, stop comparing yourself with other people. So there's a quote that I usually say that stop looking at other people's social media highlight reels and compare it to your own actual life. I'm learning over time that life is a series of trials. It's a series of failing and winning, failing and failing and failing and winning and failing and failing and failing and winning. But if you do notice one thing is when you sit yourself down and you find yourself comparing yourself with other people, even with your close friends, with your family, cousins, nephews, nieces, sometimes it happens. You notice you feel behind and it drains your energy, because personally I have been in that sort of bracket and it has drained my energy a lot, and I find myself, instead of going up, I'm either going down or I'm just stuck at that same position over and over and over. So stop comparing yourself. Instead, compare yourself with yourself. Be your own competition. Number 3, explore yourself. Now, you need to understand what is your weakness, what is your strength, and what is your capability, ability, and possibilities. When you do this, I think it's actually easier for us to believe in ourselves, for us to understand that this is what I'm strong at and this is what I'm weak at. If I'm willing to work on my weaknesses, let me not forget my strengths, because once you allow your weaknesses to overshadow your strengths, then it simply means that you'll be overthinking, as I can say. You'll be doubting yourself. You'll be always complaining about this and that, yada yada yada. But explore yourself, understand who you are, and move forward. Lastly, set aside perfection. Now, the people who call themselves perfectionists, it's okay, because I always feel good when I call myself that. But set aside perfectionism, or set aside being a perfectionist and work on reality, because it's not always a straight line. It's not always an easy path. It's not always an easy sail towards your dream goal, towards your target. And no matter how many shortcuts you get, shortcuts are always the long cuts. You'll still have to suffer one way or another, be it financially, mentally, or emotionally. So allow yourself to breathe in and breathe out through that process and walk through it. Do not feel behind because you wanted it to be perfect, but instead, in as much as what you anticipated in your head didn't come out in reality, appreciate that at least you completed a project. Appreciate that at least you made something happen for you. Appreciate that you're winning. Appreciate that you're moving forward. Do not be stuck in that perfection bracket that you forget you're having a life ahead of you. And that's all I think I've had for you. I didn't want it to be so long, because personally, self-esteem is something that we need to embrace in our lives, because there's self-confidence. I think we've talked about self-love. Appreciate yourself. Let us learn to value who we are. Even as I'm finishing on this podcast, I want you to understand one thing, that if you're listening to this any day, any time, you are worth a lot. You are worth 1 million. You're worth 1 billion. I believe that God did not create us and bring us on earth and put us to a certain position that we cannot handle. I believe that God put us on this world for a purpose, and we are meant to be conquerors. We are the salt and the light of the world. Be your light. Shine everywhere you go. Accept who you are and fly. You're a winner. Thank you so much, guys, for listening through till this moment. I really do appreciate. I think I've not been consistent for like 3 weeks. My apologies. I think there's a lot going on. As I said, life happens, a lot happens, but thank you so much for sticking around, for being a subscriber and not unsubscribing. Thank you, and let us share our content out to the world. Let us go viral. I want us to spread positive vibes. Let us make wisdom, let us make motivation, inspiring content to go viral. I feel like a lot of people need to listen, a lot of people need to hear, a lot of people need to be motivated. They need to hear positive messages in their ears and in their hearts, and this gift is planted to me to give out to the world, and I want you to also find it in your heart to take this same gift and share it to more people. Drop your comments down below, drop me a thumbs up, and let us continue growing. Thank you so much. God bless you, and see you in the next episode.